Hey everyone, welcome to this entire new series on solving algorithms on HackerRank. My name is Karthik Raghupati and today we are going to look into the solve me first algorithm on HackerRank. Now, this is a very simple program when you look at it, but the reason why HackerRank has come up with this program is for you to understand how this entire platform works. So I'm going to walk you through how this problem and what the solution is for this one, and also tell you a key differences about a couple of things that you will see here in your HackerRank editor. Now, let's look at the problem here. Now, the problem is a very simple one. It says, hey, you have to complete the function solve me first so that it can compute the sum of two integers. So basically, it can add two integers. Now, the function looks something like this. It has the name of the function is solve me first, and it takes two parameters where a is the first integer and b is the second integer. Now, just like how most of the functions return something back, this function should return a sum of the above two integers, which is a and b. So for example, if the sample input was a is equal to 2 and b is equal to 3, the sample output should be 5. And there's an explanation here as well where the sum of two integers a and b is 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. So basically this is where you would see your entire problem here. Now, once you have done your entire program, you have read through it, you have to now go ahead and type it out or test it out, right? And HackerRank has this small code editor here where you can type out your code and test how it works. Now you can change, this is how the editor looks like. You can change the theme for the editor here. You want to keep it dark or high contrast, feel free to do so. You can also change the language that you are working on. So you can choose from C, C++ or anything that you want. For this entire series, we are going to go do this in Python 3. So that's what I have chosen here. Now, if you have written some code and you don't like it, you may want to use this icon here to reset the code. This icon here is what it will do is it will switch the entire editor to a full screen layout. And last but not the least, there's a settings button here which is going to help you with settings like whether you want Emacs or Vim or normal editor mode, what should be your tab spaces, and if you want to enable or disable the IntelliSense here. So feel free to set it up according to your convenience. Now let's look at this entire problem, the code that has been written here. Now HackerRank has been very generous and it has already written the entire program here. All you need to do is just add a couple of lines and you'll be on your way to solving this first function. Now, if you look at line number 5, there is num1 variable which captures the input, and then there's number 2 which also captures the input. And now there is a function called as solve me first, which takes two parameters, which is number 1 and number 2. Now this solve me first is calling the solve me first definition, which is here. So this is where we have defined the function solve me first, and which takes two parameters, which is a plus b. Now if you look at it, HackerRank has also given you the solution here. They are saying you just type return a plus b below in the hint. So all you need to do here is just type return a plus b and you will get the output. Now back here, what's going to happen is once this solve me first function calls it, you'll get this sum of both these integers that gets stored in the res variable, and then you print it out with the print res command. Now once you have written your entire function, your entire code, and you are happy with how it has turned out, you can go ahead and run this code. Now there are two options here. One is run code and one is submit code. Now what run code is going to do here is I'm going to click on this, and what it does basically is it just runs your code against certain test cases. So this is sample test case 0, sample test case 1, and you can see that we've passed the sample test case. So here the input was here the input was 2 and 3, the output was 5, and the expected output was 5, so you passed this case. Same with sample test case 1. Now there is another option called as submit code, which just does the same thing as run code does, but the only difference here is when you click on submit code, it's going to count against your submissions here. And I'll just show you what that means in a minute here, but let's just go ahead and click on submit code. Now, like I said, submit code is almost going to do the same thing. It's going to say that, hey, you have passed test case 0, you passed test case 1. But now once you go back up and you click on submissions, you will see that the submission that you just did right now is going to show up here. But I tried this one more time before with run code, but that does not show up here. So this is one of the reasons why you may want to use run code to just test out your code and not have it counted against your submission. Okay, so having said that, this is all about how this entire platform works, and I hope this video helped you clarify how this entire program works as well. It's a very simple program. All you need to do is return a sum of 2 variables. Stay tuned for more such videos. I'll be going through the entire algorithms in the HackerRank series, and all of them will be in Python 3. Thank you.